Tell you what, we transition from one team that looks like they can take off to another team that's still in the mix. A lot of people mad that the Guardians didn't make no move. They was upset at that fact that the Guardians didn't really get in it. They made a little minor league, right? I call them Sminers. A little Sminer move. But at the end of the day, Triston McKenzie, I tell you what, man.
That kid can go.
They always find one, Jason.
That kid can go.
Every time when one fall off, Bieber, they're like, oh, we don't know. They give him another one. How good could this kid be as he's starting to kind of matriculate and show his growth, Jason?
I don't know if he's an ace, but he's a top of the rotation guy. You know, I don't know that I would, and maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I'm worried a little bit about his durability over the long term because he's so wiry and thin and small. He's had injury concerns in the past in the minors, and you just wonder if he can hold up. He's doing great this year, but over a course of a career, even. But you saw yesterday when he's dealing, he can be easily a top of the rotation type of guy. He's the best of what they have in terms of, Police Hack and Savali ain't it. I think we've seen enough of them to know they're fine major league pitchers, but in terms of the pitching line. Pipeline that this team continues to churn out, I don't know that you would put Plesac and Savali in that top of the rotation type. They're more of a fill out the bottom of the rotation. But McKenzie's legit, man, and he's only getting better. And the way that he's so cerebral and the way that he thinks the game is really impressive. It's a joy to listen to him talk about the way that he attacks hitters and the way that he approaches. I haven't had many opportunities to talk to him, but I just love listening to him when he's done a couple of things now where he just talks about attacking batters and at bats. And I think he's a guy that's going to be here for a really long time. And they've got others coming behind him in the minors who are going to be here probably mid next year, mid to end of next year.
See, I wasn't one for making moves to make moves. I think Tyvus and I agreed to this, that, just because they didn't make a move didn't mean they didn't do the right thing. They played the long game. They know what's in the locker room. They know what's in the pipeline. You have to trust that somebody knows that and has a plan to go forward. Now, McKenzie, I'll just tell you, you see a talented person, right? You see a talented young player. The one thing that he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's definitely fun to watch, right? And so if we can get behind that, and if we got other things in the pipeline coming up, you don't know what we have. We have to understand the market we're in. This is not L.A. This is not Philly. This is not that type of town, right? You just watched the Padres unload a whole lot of capital the other day, and then they just got run out of town by the Dodgers.
Yeah,
they sure did, right? That's it. Is that what?
Yeah, but it's only August.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. You start thinking about it here. Sometimes you have to play the long game here and understand what you have in the fold. And the only people who are going to know that are people that are deep within the organization to know what's in the fold.
Well, Minnesota made a deal, right? And look at what they did. Now some will say, they didn't give up the world to get that move done. Is there a fine line between giving up all you got and making smart little moves? Because, you guys talking about it all the time. You can't keep everybody. Next year, some guys are just going to have to say, we're going to have to cut losses or cut bait with you. Do you think, when we look back at it, if the Guardians get into the playoffs, Jason, and we say, wow, these guys actually made it, we look back and say, we wish we had more to compete while we were there?
I don't know what was available to them. I mean, Soto, obviously. And I made the case when I was in here before. Maybe we could I'm not saying that they should push all in on Soto because I'm not sure the timing is exactly right, but it's a conversation I think that we can have. I don't think they got very far down that road at all. I don't know what was out there that was going to fill what they need. The pitcher that the Twins got, you could bolster this rotation a little bit. I know that Zach Meisel does a terrific job on the Guardians for us at The Athletic. I actually stopped by the Guardians game over the weekend and was talking to Zach, and he said they were in on Sean Murphy, the catcher from the A's. Obviously, that would be a huge upgrade, but the price was exorbitant. They wanted one of their top guys. Espino, Gavin Williams, George Valera, these are the names that Oakland was throwing around, and the Guardians just weren't ready to pull the trigger on that when they have their own minor league prospect in Bo Naylor, who's having a terrific year and will probably be here next year. So they're really in this difficult spot of they have all these young guys, and they're playing pretty well, and they're trying to figure out who fits and who doesn't. They're certainly ahead of schedule. They didn't expect to be here. They know their limitations, though, where they're not ready to compete with the Yankees more than likely, and the Dodgers and the Padres and some of these other teams. So what do you do? And now, and I've said it every time I'm in, they've got this 40-man roster imbalance, and how do you manage that? Well, we just saw Franmil Reyes was a casualty of everything that we've been talking about. They just ran out of roster spots, and they ran out of time with him. Yeah. Go ahead, Tyvis.
It's just a sad day. You bring up my boy. Y'all, everybody knows that Franmil is my boy. I was actually looking forward to going to a Columbus Clipper game since he's gonna be right around the block.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I won't get to do that either. He was gonna bring the attendance up, and it was gonna be a party. We was gonna have beach balls and everything at the Columbus Clippers game, but they kind of blew that. But yeah, to your point, everybody agreed that the one thing that the Guardians could have gotten was a catcher.
Yes.
And fortunately, if that was the asking price, I wouldn't have went with it either, because it's not like the Guardians is like terrible or something. Like they're where they're at now, one game out of the wild card. And if the team that they have is good enough to do that, and they know that they can make one final push, they can make it in the wild card. But I don't think there was no move that they could make that was going to allow them to win the World Series. If they're going to win the World Series, then why give up all this capital just to make the playoffs? Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a move this offseason. I think you're going to see them be aggressive, although I said that at the trade deadline. I was surprised that nothing got done at the trade deadline. I thought that they would do something, but I think they just I think they just ran into the spot where what was out there didn't align with what they needed. And what did align, Sean Murphy, the catcher from the A's, the asking price was exorbitant. So
hold on, Jason, they did make a move. They did make a trade. Do you consider that as a trade?
No, that's no.
Minor trade, dog.
Stop trying to steal Dubs, Ty.
No, because I won a good man, bad man. That's a trade.
By the way,
well, technically yes. Technically yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
By the way, Tyvis, Franmil Reyes did send me a text message. It was coded. It said Chris Brown. And I said, what? What's that supposed to mean? He said, deuces. McNuggets, what we got going on, man?
So, over the weekend, there's been a little investigation going on with the Guardians. It's not on the field.
Oh, okay.
It's about a certain hot dog. The mystery of the mustard dog. And someone from upstairs, Austin Love from KYC, got to the bottom of it. We're going to play the package. We're going to get to the news today, and we're going to break it down as a panel here and decide if there's a conspiracy at work here or something fishy is going on or not. Steve, let's take the package.
It's the big leagues, the big show, the big salami. But for one hot dog, this season has been one big disappointment.
We are witnessing the biggest fall from grace story in Cleveland sports history.
I mean, this is just pathetic at this point.
0-48. How is that possible? Literally.
He shouldn't even be at a cookout, let alone the hot dog race.
The shot, the drive, the fumble, the mustard.
Yes, it's been quite the fall from grace for our beloved Mustard. Or has he been cheated? But regardless, certainly something's afoot here at Progressive Field, and I'm gonna sniff it out. This is Austin Investigates. Do you know anything about the mustard situation? Any funny business with ketchup? Mustard's been 0-48 in the hot dog races this year. Have you seen anything going around, fishy around Progressive Field?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Any tampering?
No.
Sir! Find out. So I've made it to the bowels of Progressive Field, and I'm currently looking for answers. We're gonna try to find the hot dogs. Oh, and here's Onion. Oh my goodness, Onion, what do you know? What can you tell us about the mustard situation? Why has he been so bad this year? Ketchup! What do you know about the mustard situation? What do you know? Do you know? Dang, he's fast. How can you describe this season for you? That sums it up, folks. Well. Here we are. Something really stinks. And it smells like onions. Blink once if you've been cheated.
My investigation was going nowhere. I thought I was good, but they were better, stone-faced. After getting no answers, I teamed up with science,
Fill these up, please.
conducting a not-so-random condiment test. Testing their condiments to see if I could find any traces of any illegal substances. Testing onion, ketchup, and mustard for any illegal or performance-enhancing substances. I found nothing.
You're clean. So really, this just concludes that Mustard's having a historically bad hot dog racing season. Back to you.
And in breaking news this morning, Mustard's been sent down to AAA. It's official. The Guardians released a statement today. After much consult and toiling internally, we have made the difficult roster move that we believe is in the best of our organization, sending Mustard to AAA. So, Tyvis, down in Columbus, you're going to have to scout out Mustard here, but it is a tough day for the Mustard dog. 0-50 after the weekend. G. Bush, what's going on here?
Bro, listen. First of all, that man had the Inspector Gadget P-coat on. The Inspector, the Go-Go Gadget P-coat. It was high too. It was a 2X. Yeah, see how it's loose in the body. He needed about a large. I don't get him together. He got to swoop together. But Mustard be taking L's out there, bro. You can't be out here taking L's. Running the hot dog race. I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyvis. Can you beat Mustard in a race?
Gee, is that a serious question? Wait a minute. Do you really got that written down like in a notepad or something to ask?
No. Hold on. Here's what I want to do. I want to set something up here. I saw somebody do this before. He's a guy. He used to wear a one-piece jumpsuit.
The Freeze.
Freeze, right? You remember Freeze, right?
Atlanta.
Freeze.
I want to call you cold. You're not freezing. You just cold. I need you to give that head start that Freeze used to give. I'm going to say, you're going to start off at the pole. The hot dogs and Mustard and all of them going to start at center field. You're going to give them that time to go, and then you got to hawk them. We're going to check out your pursuit angle. Are you down to do that at a Guardians game?
Absolutely, G. It's like stealing. Man. It's not too many things that Tyvis Powell can't do. Sometimes Tyvis Powell impresses Tyvis Powell.
Bro, where you at? Get them together. I'm trying to do it. This is a great opportunity for you to prove that you still in shape, to prove that you still have defensive back speed in the NFL.
Now.
It's a great opportunity for you to show what the Buckeyes are all about. Are you willing to get to the nitty-gritty and go ahead and sign up for that? We got plenty of dates available. The Guardians will be back home next week.
Gee, you about to put me back in the league. You want 3%?
We want you to get a Buckeye suite if you're gonna do it. So it can all come down. Get the suite.
Hey, that'd be dope.
First of all, they doing Mustard wrong. Mustard is good. I'm more of a stadium Mustard type of guy, but Mustard is really good. So they doing it wrong. That's all right. He in Columbus. I'm gonna tell him to pull
Mustard
up to the
on
crib.
48, Tyvis.
We're gonna get right. We're gonna get him right.
If you demote Mustard, you call up Relish.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for the
pickle?
third?
By the way,
Relish?
we should talk about the hot dog condiments. I'm not a Relish fan, bro.
I'm not either, by the way.
yeah,
I'm not either.
BBQ.
Tomorrow's top,
Can we get some barbecue
Wednesday's
sauce?
top 5. Right there. Wednesday's top 5.
Wednesday's top 5.
Okay. See,
We got something special tomorrow. We can't knock off tomorrow. It's timely. But
Okay,
Wednesday's
we'll do
top
that.
5.
We can do that. We'll do that, Tyvis. But shout out to the Guardians. Please get a hold of Tyvis. Tyvis is willing to do this, and he's ready to get this on. This will be great. This will be great footage. We'll just see what was going on.